The name of my story today is The First New Habit. And this story is for you folks, but it's also for the confirmands. And so here is Ken. And if you happen to think that your affirmation of baptism classes have been going on forever, just think about Ken. I'm just saying, Ken here in my storyline has always been in 8th grade. In fact, he's liking your stoles and hoping that next year Pastor Ed and Pastor Glenn go with the stoles instead of the whole dress thing. Yes. And I need to clarify something. Recently, I made the mistake of saying Ken is in 6th grade. He's not in 6th grade. His friend Kat is in 6th grade. And often Ken acts like he's in 6th grade, but we all know that 8th graders are much more mature than Ken is. And actually, Ken's only friend is Gator. He used to have, is Kat. His only friend is Kat. He used to have Gator for a friend, but that was when Gator lived down at the river. And Gator now lives with Uncle Floyd and is no longer a friend of Ken's. Ken keeps making bad choices. For instance, yesterday, in all that beautiful weather, he laid around the house playing video games. And Thursday, when it rained all day, he was out riding his bike, getting soaking wet. And he got home so late he missed supper, which made his mom angry at him. So he got on his bike and went out and bought some junky fast food to eat for supper instead. And because he had done that, he had no lunch money for school on Friday. So he just grabbed some food from home, a big bag of potato chips and a can of soda. These are all bad choices. Now, the thing is with bad choices, it's not like any of these choices that Ken has made are terrible. It's just that one after another, again and again, they add up to close to terrible. Ken sat down to work on his homework the other day, and he said to himself, I just don't get what this is talking about. I'd rather go to the next level on my game. And he closed his school books. And Ken has heard many times that smoking cigarettes is bad for you. But he'll just say, I can quit any time I want to. I just don't want to now. And he goes to his room every night at 10 o'clock when he's supposed to. But then he stays up till after midnight. And then he complains it's so hard to get up for school the next morning. It is almost as if his adversary, the devil, like a roaring lion, prowls around behind him, looking to devour him. The opportunity to fall into bad choices is all around us. Recently, Pastor Glenn sat down and talked with Ken, and Ken asked, how can I make better choices? And they talked about choices. Think about this. Be careful of what you think, for what you think will become words. Be careful of your words, for your words will become actions. Be careful of your actions, for your actions can become habits. Be careful of your habits, for your habits can become your destiny. Ask God to be a part of how you think. And they talked about how God can be a part of how you think. So Pastor Glenn suggested they work on one new habit a week. Now with Ken, it might be one new habit a month. We'll see how this works. And the first new habit that Pastor Glenn suggested to Ken was this. And it's a greatly modified version of Martin Luther's prayer, morning prayer. And this is how Pastor Glenn asked Ken to remember it. By my side all night please stay, and holy angels through the day, the devil will not have his way. And Pastor Glenn asked him to say this every time he thinks of it, at least once a day. And then Pastor Glenn said, God loves you, Ken, and he wants the very best for you. Just wait and see, it will come.